Who wants to bet that the Earth is round? Okay, how about you? You want to bet that the Earth is round? Well, if you were around in the 15th century, that would have been a pretty controversial question to ask. But by the end of the century, the age of exploration was in full swing, and it was common knowledge that the Earth was indeed round. And one man was responsible for getting everyone on board with this idea. That man's name was Vasco da Gama. The Portuguese explorer set sail for India in 1497, and in doing so, he not only proved that the Earth was round, but also opened the door to a new age of global exploration and trade. Let's take a moment to explore his legendary voyage. Let's start at the beginning. At the time, European knowledge of the world beyond their immediate surroundings was limited. Many Europeans believed the Earth was flat or that Asia and Africa were so vast that they might as well be infinite. Even those who believed the Earth was round had no idea how big it was, or if it was possible to circumnavigate it. But Vasco da Gama's mission was to change all of that. King Manuel I of Portugal wanted to find a sea route to India. And unlike other European monarchs, he was willing to spend the money to make it happen. Other countries at the time, like Spain, were primarily focused on conquering and converting the non-Christian world. But Portugal's main goal was trade. They were looking for a quick and easy way to get to India because the demand for spices in Europe was high and the prices were even higher. Spices were used not only for flavoring food, but also for their medicinal properties, and the wealthier people could afford them, making them a status symbol. The problem was the established trade routes to India were long and dangerous. Traders had to go by land over mountains and deserts, which took months and exposed them to harsh weather conditions and bandits. So King Manuel I of Portugal decided to invest in a fleet of ships and crews to sail around the tip of Africa in search of a faster route to India. Vasco da Gama was chosen to lead the mission due to his extensive knowledge of the oceans and his experience as a sailor. But finding a sea route to India was easier said than done. On May 8, 1497, da Gama and his crew set sail from Lisbon, Portugal. They sailed down the coast of Africa, battling rough seas, storms, and dwindling food supplies. Of the 4 ships that set out on this journey, only one, the São Gabriel, would make it to India. The others either turned back or sank. On July 22nd, after months at sea, the weary sailors finally sighted land. They had reached the southwestern coast of India, in a place now known as Calicut. When Vasco da Gama stepped foot on Indian soil, he became the first European to make it there by sea. And what did he do to commemorate the occasion? He promptly fell to his knees and kissed the ground. This was a deeply religious man who saw his journey as a mission from God. But while da Gama and his crew were greeted warmly by the local ruler, the Zamorin, the same couldn't be said for everyone. The Portuguese were suspicious of the Indians, and the Indians were suspicious of the Portuguese. There was a lot of tension, and da Gama was eager to get back to Portugal and tell the king about his discovery before anyone else did. And so after spending only 3 weeks in India, da Gama and his crew departed on September 29, 1497. They arrived back in Lisbon on December 10, 1497. Having completed the first direct voyage from Europe to India by sea, Vasco da Gama's epic journey around Africa had taken 131 days. Upon his return, da Gama was greeted as a hero. He'd proven that the Earth was round and that it was possible to sail from Europe to India. King Manuel I was so pleased with the discovery that he knighted da Gama and gave him a noble title and immense wealth. But the impact of da Gama's voyage went far beyond Portugal's borders. It marked the beginning of the Age of Exploration, a period of time when European powers began to explore and conquer the world. It also led to the establishment of global trade routes and the beginning of European colonialism. So next time you take a bite of an apple pie or sip on some spiced cider, remember Vasco da Gama and his epic voyage to India. Without his bravery and determination, our world would be a very different place today. Thanks for watching.